Hi guys, great to see you. I wanted to pop on and just share some information with you. Kaylee asked if I could share some tips about business building and PSQV building, and I wanted to do that, but I think I could share all the tips with you in the world. But if you're finding that you're stuck in a mindset that's stopping you from taking action, then it's really going to not mean a lot. So I want to just take a few minutes just to chat with you about mindset, in hopes that it'll help you, boost forward and take the action to grow your business. So I want to do that by sharing two stories with you of two girls that I know, that I'm friends with. And the first one, girl number one, we'll call her, so I'm not going to disclose who it is. She was born into kind of a chaotic family. She had a father that was an alcoholic, and a mother that was a young mother, and she really struggled with that tumultuous relationship. So there was a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict, physical abuse between her parents, and, just lots and lots of conflict and fighting. That was really, really hard for her. When her younger brother and sister came into the world, she kind of was a lot older than them and really had a hard time, juggling how to protect them and keep sanity in a house that was really, really chaotic. As she got into her school age years, she, struggled finding really good friends. Friends would either not be allowed to come to her house, or they, would be good friends for a while and then they would suddenly just, exclude her or not have much to do with her. So, it was quite hard. She was bullied at times as a school age girl, and when she hit teenagehood, she went looking for boy attention a lot, started drinking, doing really stupid things, making bad decisions, and as a young adult, it just didn't end. There was lots of stuff that came into her life. She found out her father that raised her wasn't actually her biological father, and everybody in her family knew about it but her, which, was clearly very hurtful. And she also, struggled because her younger brother was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and her mother and sister both went on a kind of a dark path of addiction to bad drugs. Anyway, it was a very hard time for her, and she remembers feeling just very alone in the world, not really loved, and kind of always feeling like she was never enough. So this is a picture. I asked her to send a picture of herself in childhood. That's her. Now the second girl, we'll call her girl number two, had a little bit of a different story. She was, raised in a family where there was, lots of love for her. Her parents both loved her and did everything they could to make her life happy. She had siblings as well that really looked up to her. She had numerous aunts and uncles that were very proud of her. And, when she went to school, she found a love for school with her, her favorite teacher of all time, who was in grade 4, Mr. Fitzgerald, she called him, or that was his name, I guess. And he really made her feel like she could do anything. And from that point forward, she really excelled in school. She got straight A's. She was the very first person in her entire extended family to go to college. She got a university degree and a master's degree as well. She eventually got married and had kids of her own, and she really learned that she enjoyed helping others in her career. She felt loved. She felt like she was enough. And she felt like she had purpose in the world. So I want to show you a picture of that girl. Same girl. So two totally different stories, both are completely 100% accurate, but it's all about the perspective, right, that one can take. So that girl was me. And, throughout my life, I did have a lot of adversity, much like many of you had, which really gives you the gift of learning how to look at the bright side of things, get through the struggle, and focus on the good. So the reason that I'm sharing this with you is that life obviously is a spiritual journey, but so is business. And there are so many parallels in business that there are in life. And the power of mindset in being able to shift to the positive, even when you get some crap flung in your direction, is what it takes to keep taking daily consistent action to move forward and grow your business. Okay, so I really want you to think about that as I'm sharing some of these tips with you, and think about what it is that holds you back from taking action. And if you're finding yourself on that, girl number one side of things where you're feeling, more like the victim, or feeling like, frustrated that people are judging you, or, you're being looked at in a certain way, and really think about how you can switch that to the girl number two side and realize that, you're confident and you have something that you're really proud of and that you're really excited to share with others. So to the tips, more specifically to the tips. So I'm going to talk about basically two things, and I'm going to throw a bit of mindset stuff in there. The first is some tips about posting on social media. Okay, so we all know that posting on social media is important for our business. Some of us do it consistently. Some of us have stopped doing it for whatever reason. What I want you to really remember is that it's important in this business to have that mindset that you're hungry to share. And you really should be sharing unapologetically at least 2 to 3 times per week about your business or products somewhere on social media. Okay, so what can stop us from doing that? We can sometimes stop doing that because we start telling ourselves stories, right? We start saying, oh, I don't want to annoy people in my news feed. Oh, I don't want people to be, feeling like they're getting overwhelmed by all my information. These are stories that we're telling ourselves. We have no idea what people are thinking in our news feed, okay? The people that actually see the posts, they could very well be thinking, wow, Nicole is really a go-getter, or, Kaylee is super passionate about her products and business. There must be something good there. They could be thinking lots of good things, but why do we automatically assume that they're thinking negative stuff about us, right? That's the girl number one stepping in. So I want you to really not overthink posting, not be so worried about what other people are thinking, and by all means, don't get caught up on counting likes and comments. And if you have a post and nobody really engaged on it, don't be so hard on yourself and, assume that your network's not liking what you have to offer. Because I promise you that, I have quite a lot of customers now and, a team that's growing as well. And anytime somebody's joined, either as a customer or consultant, I always ask them, what was it that made you decide? And they almost always reference some particular post I did. And then I always go back and look at that post, and they didn't like or comment on it most often. So you really don't know who's seeing it in the universe. You don't know who it's going to impact, or what difference it's going to make in their life. So keep sharing out to the universe, and it will reward you in time, I promise. Okay? A few other tips about posting. Something that's really helpful, little things is, go out there and take, once every few weeks or every month or two, I get my daughters or a friend or your husband, somebody to take some pictures of you with the products, or just some, candid snapshots outside. Because when you do a post about Rodan and Fields, people love it when you're infused in it. And not all of us are, just taking selfies here and there. It's nice to have some saved on your phone that you can just grab when you need to and throw into a post when you're inspired to post something. Okay, and be really enthusiastic about what you post. If you're struggling with finding some ideas, follow some, people on the leaderboard that post really good things to try to generate some enthusiasm yourself, or even just look on our ingredient list. That's what I do sometimes. I look up things that I think are cool, like caffeine in our eye products, or licorice root in our reverse, or, green tea or aloe in our soothe, or volcanic ash in the radiance mask. Something that seems kind of cool. It can be little, but if you're excited about it, it will show. So that's kind of my piece about posting. Please, if you've stopped, if you want to grow your business, restart the posting. It really, really makes a difference. I guarantee you can look on people's timelines, and people that have stopped posting, their business is on the decline. People that have continued consistently to post, their business is at the very least staying the same, if not growing. Okay? PC loyalty and, gaining PC orders. I want to just quickly chat about that as well. I'll share what I do in hopes that there's something, a nugget or two in there that's valuable to you that you can incorporate into your practices. Enrolling customers. So I always have them do a solution tool, because that is pure gold sitting in their inbox and your inbox. Okay, I take that solution tool and I send them a couple samples of things that were recommended that they hadn't yet purchased, with a thank you note when they enroll. I also heard of people sending product guides, which I think is brilliant. I'll probably start doing that as well, and flagging the ones that have their recommended products. But I also really lay out a couple expectations. The first is about the auto ship. I make sure I don't leave that elephant in the room. I have a conversation about it. I let them know it's totally flexible. If it bothers them, we can delay out all year. I just open that conversation out, because there's nothing more awkward than, not knowing what they're thinking about it and whatnot. Second is that I lay out the expectation that they will be the first to know about any promotions, any new products, any giveaway opportunities, anything like that. So it is my job to make sure they're always in the loop. And that expectation conversation is really important, because that helps me feel better about reaching out to them, each month with information, because I said I would. They're expecting it from me, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it, because I laid it right out there at the start. Okay. So that said, reaching out to my customers, of course, the ones that are on auto ship, I always, send them an email. I also send them a welcome email at the start. And I always pebble information about other things that they haven't tried in there. I send them videos of like the AMP MD roller or our hydration serum. Always making them think of ideas for Christmas presents, birthday presents, Easter presents. Always pebbling something like in there, planting seeds for them to think of things. But regardless of if someone's on an auto ship or not, I reach out to all of my customers at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. I utilize corporate promotions whenever I can. If they don't have a great one or one available at all, I'll make something up myself. A draw for, winning a free product for everybody that orders that week, or maybe a gift with purchase if I have some products building up that I want to, get rid of, things like that. I always have a really good, nugget to reach out to them for. And when I do reach out to them, it's usually either by text message or Facebook Messenger, and email on occasion. I always end it with a question, would you be interested in trying this? Or do you want me to grab one of these for you? Because then they're more inclined to answer. And of course, there's never any pressure. Like I don't expect everybody to order. I'm ecstatic when they do. If they don't, it's like, oh, well, no worries. I'm just keeping you in the loop. And it's just a good relationship like that. I feel good about it. With my customers. I do use an app called Hit 'em Up for text messaging because I have, I don't know, probably close to 220 customers or something. So it's a huge time saver to send out messages to people, for sure. So look it up if that's something that, if you've grown enough customers that it's becoming a time issue for you. And again, it's that mindset piece. So this is what I guarantee you've come across in your business, and you if not, you may, is that you start feeling like, ooh, I don't want to like bother my customers. I don't want them to get annoyed by me. I don't want, them to cancel because they're getting too much information. Again, these are stories we're telling ourselves. We have no idea what our customers are thinking. We can't read their minds. They very well could be thinking, wow, I have an awesome consultant. She takes great care of me. They could be thinking, she really knows what she's doing. If I was to ever join in business, I would want to be coached by her. We don't know what they're thinking. Why are we assuming the worst? We should be assuming the best. They'll tell us if they want us to back off on something. And I can guarantee, if you're reaching out, really making sure that they're being aware of all the promotions and whatnot, then they'll feel like you're doing them a service. Okay, because really when you think about it, they had dozens, if not hundreds of consultants they could have reached out to and ordered from, or, chosen to take care of their needs. But they chose you, and you really want them to feel like they have the best consultant out there and that you are always making skincare easy for them. So, take care of your customers unapologetically. Don't leave them hanging in the wind, and they'll definitely be more likely to reorder as time goes on. So hopefully those tips were helpful. I've talked for almost 18 minutes, so I'll let you guys go. If you guys ever have any questions for me at all, just shoot me off a message on Facebook. I'm happy to answer. And I wish all of you the very best in this last quarter of the year. I hope your guys' businesses skyrocket with this new revolutionary, redefined regimen. I encourage you to look at some of the cool ingredients that Dr. Tim talked about at convention, even by just looking at the new ingredient list. There's some nuggets in there that I feel like our networks will really like to hear about, fruit extracts, niacinamide, which is vitamin 3, are, chocked full of antioxidants. These are things that our network likes to hear. They like to hear that the skincare is like good food for their skin, I find. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Enjoy your evening, and best of luck to you all. Keep in touch.